Ew. Why do you have to do this? I hate this. Everything is
This is part 2 of episode 6, talking about controversial topics. Veganism, animal rights. So we support animal rights. I don't believe that veganism is a healthy diet. But
at all? You don't think that it could be?
I don't think it's healthier than the healthiest omnivore diet.
Okay.
If you take the healthiest vegan diet, it would still be you could be healthy as a vegan. I don't have any doubt about that. But I think the healthiest is still an omnivorous diet.
Okay.
But definitely less meat than what is the Western standard.
I mean, I'm vegetarian. That's a great part because I just don't like meat, so it's very easy for me. I would like to be vegan, but I'm not because I'm addicted to dairy products.
Shame.
I'm not going to say meat is unhealthy because it probably is a thing that we are like meant to eat it in some portion or not in some portions. I don't like that though. I don't like that. I don't want it to be that.
I think like some other cultures handle it, or maybe some or most, I don't know, other cultures handle it better than what we do, where they look at the animal's life as like an honorable sacrifice and they honor the animal, and we don't really do that at all in America. We kind of disgrace the animal, and that's the main thing that I have against it, which is the animal rights aspect of it, the respect or lack of, and I think a lot of that comes with moderation as well, as like the excessive amount that we consume would kind of be impossible to do it in a respectful way because it's like greedy.
Yeah, and I understand the arguments against veganism I mean, I don't know any of the specifics, and I never will. I don't know the specifics of anything, but, you know, certain things, how they're farmed, and whoever the people are that have to go through to get those vegetables or whatever fruits you're eating, it's not always the most
Ethical?
Yeah. Or
So,
even environmentally friendly.
Yeah, like even high plant-based diets, you know, you could argue that promotes the use of pesticides or something. But all of those things are countered by the scale of things. It's the need of like commercializing and creating everything in an excess. It's like kind of wasteful, and people don't really like appreciate the food the same way they would if they provided for themselves, the way that it would have been done historically. So it's really a separation from like our ancestral ways, or primitive ways, I guess, or of caring about material things more than our connection with nature.
Yeah, but I don't eat meat. I've been a vegetarian since I was 3, and I don't see that changing.
I think it's good, like, for example, like, if you still have, like, I don't think eating meat is the necessary part of it. I just think that there's...
I do think dairy is bad for you. I don't think we need to eat dairy.
Yeah.
Like, there's proteins in it and stuff, but that's anywhere else, too. I think it's overall, you don't need that part. Which is, ironically, the part that I do eat.
Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think you could single out a single thing as being, like, less or more necessary.
I don't think we need to be drinking other animals' milk. I don't think so.
So how do you draw the distinction between, or like milk being unnecessary but eggs are beneficial. Like, to me, those are kind of like
I
the same
think
thing.
there's benefits to it potentially, but I don't think that you need that.
No.
And I think it can also be ultimately harmful. I don't think it makes sense to drink milk from a cow. That I stand behind.
What does it make sense to drink milk from? Anything?
Your mom when you're a baby. Then you don't need that no more.
So it's just specifically a milk thing. Mm-hmm. What is it about a milk that...
I mean, that's dairy. I don't consider eggs dairy.
No, I know, but why would you eat an egg but not drink milk, for example?
I mean, I do drink milk.
I'm just saying, in your hypothetical world where...
Because that's meant for the baby animal.
Okay, but the egg is meant for the fetus that's developing inside the egg.
Yeah.
So why is that
I don't
different?
think you need an egg either.
Okay, so if we go down the line and say...
They all have proteins to it, obviously, but I don't think we need that as a part of a healthy diet.
What about B3 or B12 or whatever
That's
it is?
in meat.
It's also in animal products, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, but I don't think you need that.
You don't think you need
it's
B12?
Healthier. No, I know you do. I think it's healthier to eat meat than to eat dairy.
Oh. Well, yeah, I would agree with that. So that's interesting that we believe that the animal itself is more nutritious than the byproduct of the animal. But that costs the animal's life and the other thing doesn't.
Well, here it does. I mean, if you're just using like dairy cows for dairy, that's their life. It's not any better.
True. But in a world where the animal can still, in a realistic world where the animal can still actually have a life and also you can get milk from it, those two things aren't, what's the word? Independent.
Yeah, well, I would sacrifice people's health for animals' lives also. But I do think that dairy isn't healthy for you. But if I had it my way, we wouldn't need to eat meat. You don't need to.
What's your way?
Well, my way is, I don't eat meat and I like to eat cheese. And that's nice that they don't have to die for that. But their lives are still fucked. So it'd be nice if they didn't have to die at all for anybody and could just live like their nice little life on a pasture.
Yeah.
And like make some cheese. But that's not reality.
It is. It can be. There are places
once
like
AI,
that. No, nothing to do with AI. I mean, yeah, AI.
we can all just lay around and eat berries, and the cows can make their cheese.
It's really about it goes back to the consumption in excess is the reason why that's unsustainable. But because, we have cheese with every meal, that's not sustainable for a symbiotic life or a symbiotic relationship with nature, because that's, yeah. But if you just had cheese once a week or whatever the thing is, it doesn't have to be formulated that way, but just less is more. And I think, what?
I'm trying to move on from this topic. I think we're talking too much about cheese and dairy.
If you have your own farm and you have one cow, that is the amount and your land is the amount that your land can sustain that one cow. That is the proper, whatever the output of that is, the proper amount.
Okay, are you getting a cow? Jason's also allergic to dairy.
No, I'm not getting a cow. And
Tell them what happens when you eat dairy.
when I eat dairy, I get a stuffy nose.
Isn't that so weird? He sneezes.
Oh, I sneeze. Yeah, I sneeze violently.
And also with gluten.
Yep.
It hurts his back. What's another topic?
Abortion laws.
Yes, abortions.
Pretty simple for us.
I'm not just pro-choice, I'm pro-abortion. Like, if you have to have your baby, fine. But I'm the one that's going to be like, have you considered this option?
Do you think that men should have an opinion on abortion, or should men yield to women
No.
to have the sole voice?
No, I don't think that. I think men can have a voice. I understand why people are against abortion as much as I'm like for it and like want every abortion. I understand why people don't. Like, I'm not mad about people protesting it. Like, that makes sense to me for them to do that if that's what they think.
Yeah, I think the protesting abortions is for like religious reasons.
Not even religious reasons. Like, if you think you're killing like a little like baby, like, okay, I get why you're mad.
I think my personal perspective is I support abortion in the context of if the woman thinks it's necessary. I don't think it should
There
be.
is the time limit.
I don't
and
think-
that's the thing.
I don't think it should be used as like a scapegoat for like irresponsible.
This is where you're getting bad.
It shouldn't.
That's Nick.
Oh, why? Why wouldn't you just use protection?
Sometimes that doesn't work.
It's right, but that's really
And
rare.
even
that doesn't work. You know,
I don't know
you
about
say that
that.
birth control or condoms are like 99% effective, for example. I don't know what the actual number is. But,
I think if you want an abortion, have an abortion.
okay, but
Also,
like,
should
don't
you
you?
go through things of trying to prevent that? Sure.
Yeah, wouldn't you think like if someone was getting an abortion every week, like that's probably not possible, but every month or something, then wouldn't you say that that's like kind of reckless?
Okay, I don't know if that's happened at all.
I don't know either. But I wouldn't support that if someone was getting
Even-
frequent abortions.
Even so, I'm not going to say anything about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about it unless I was asked.
Like, sure, do things to prevent it, but if it ends up in that predicament and you don't want that, I don't think there's a problem with that.
Yeah. The biggest, to me, the worst thing is, regardless of if you support it or not, the worst thing is making it illegal. That's a thing I can't get behind. Like, even if you disagree with it religiously, you shouldn't, because religion isn't outlawed as far as I understand, so you shouldn't be able to outlaw abortion, which
So
is,
should you not be able to outlaw murder? Because that's how they see it.
I think the laws for murder should apply to, like, I think probably how they might already be written is, since abortion is not, you don't go to jail for abortion except for the,
But you do now in some places.
right, so I just mean in general, like, aside from the outliers that are very extreme about it, like, murder doesn't apply to a fetus. So whatever the law is, however the law is written, like if it's like
Is it
over
even
9
a
months.
fetus, though? Because it's the cell thing. It just cells in the beginning. It's the thing. It's not even that yet.
Right, so
And
that's
there's a time limit.
that's what the law has to define, is at what point it is definitively a fetus, and is a fetus qualify for murder,
I think
or is
so.
it something that's already born?
Because, I mean, if there's like someone
double
that gets
homicide?
murdered, yeah, and they're pregnant.
Yeah, so
that-
how's the law written, like whatever the age
don't
is for
know.
that? Is that always a double homicide, or is that only if they're like 6 months pregnant or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, so whatever it is, that law is already written and it exists. We just don't know exactly what the law is.
Anyway, go abortions. Woo!
Electronic cigarettes.
I don't care. That's controversial
Yes.
as opposed to normal cigarettes.
Well, I believe what the controversy would be, like, I'm going on a whim here, is should you be allowed, like in places that are non-smoking, should you be allowed to vape there?
No, that's so annoying. I hate it. They do smell better than cigarettes. But no, I don't think you should be able to do that in like inside.
And maybe is the controversy that electronic cigarettes, are they safe? Or are they safer than cigarettes?
I mean, no. Is that really controversial?
Oh, big time. Big time. Everyone who like vapes. No, okay, I'm not going to generalize that. A lot of people who vape believe that they're doing something that's better than smoking. That's why they do it.
Okay, well, let them think that. I don't care.
No, that's a bad mentality.
That's
That's perpetuating disinformation.
no, because you're whatever science there is. I don't fucking know.
Well, science
But
doesn't
if they're being
exist yet.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Well, that's like when cigarettes first came out.
Exactly.
So let them repeat the history they want to repeat or whatever. They're gonna do it whether they know it's healthy or not.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying make it illegal, but as far as controversy is concerned,
Just don't do it inside. Like, I agree with that law. Like, normal laws pertaining to cigarettes.
yeah, it should. All the laws that apply to cigarettes should apply to vaping.
Yeah,
But there's controversy about that.
whatever.
And in my opinion, is that it is potentially healthy, or it is
it?
potentially safer than cigarettes, but it's not safe or healthy, is my opinion.
I don't care.
But it's like a whole new, it's a really big deal.
I know, we watched a whole documentary about it. All the kids are vaping. They didn't know.
It's that it's a whole nother generation
Right.
of cigarette.
Kids have always been fucking stupid. Like, when I was a teenager and all my friends were doing stupid shit, I thought it was stupid shit. And then they grow up and apparently it's like, I don't get it. Like, I was just never like that, so I don't get it.
Right. And neither was I, but it's an epidemic of health.
And somehow
And
kids don't know it's like, I don't know how to tell them if they don't, like, it's obvious. Like, what do you want
No,
people
I
to
mean,
do?
they don't understand. We don't understand. They don't understand. It's just marketing. It all goes back to marketing.
Eh.
And marketing being intentionally deceptive. And
Is marketing allowed for e-cigarettes? Because isn't marketing not allowed for cigarettes anymore?
I don't know.
That's been like, they can't have that.
I don't know the answer to that, but the point is there's still loopholes or ways that they still market to children.
Do
Like,
they?
that's how it happens.
Because of the flavors. Wasn't that what the documentary is saying? Because there's flavors, it's marketing to children. How are the children getting these? Which adults are buying these children these is the thing.
Same way they're getting alcohol and stuff. Just people, either like older siblings or just people they know that are older. It's all like connected to like. It's probably all related to like a negative power dynamic. Oftentimes connected to like a negative power dynamic where like some older person is buying things for minors in
Yeah.
order to have like influence on them for bad reasons.
I don't know, maybe find a way to crack down on those people. To be honest. Because fuck that. If you're an adult buying alcohol and fucking drugs for children, fuck you. I don't like that. You're stupid. Like, what? Ew. Ew.
Yeah. What is fast fashion? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, that's like Wish and like Shane. Like, I don't know if that expands to like, like department stores. I just know certain like websites that have been associated with that, and as far as I know, it's like the quality of the clothing's not very high and like gets destroyed easily, and like I don't really know. I've heard about it a lot though.
Wikipedia is still asking for donations. And if you remember however long it's been since our last podcast when I mentioned it, they're still doing it. And they say they're in trouble, guys. They need some money. So open your hearts, open your wallets, and donate to a $1 billion corporation. So fast fashion, yeah, it just kind of plays into the overconsumption sort of stuff again. It's like producing stuff for really cheap that's like low quality and just like consuming it and disposing it.
Okay.
So I don't know who's controversing about that, but
A lot of people don't like buying from certain stores and whatever because of that.
oh, and then also like the unethical labor, exploitive.
Yeah.
So yeah, fast fashion, bad.
As far as I know, I don't think I've really been involved in that. I rarely buy clothes. And I still have a lot of clothes from high school. And I have one pair of pants from middle school. Yay.
Yeah, I also don't buy clothes often, so we win.
I would like to buy more, though.
Oh.
A lot of my clothes are from 2013.
I kind
For
of
context, it's 2023 right now.
think people should have like a few articles of clothing, like minimalists. But that's what I would support if I were to support something.
Okay, well, there's a lot of people that are into fashion and stuff, but they go to like thrift stores and, kind of like rotate it.
Yeah, I think it's, if your passion is passion, then yeah. By all means, I wouldn't put a limit on that, but for the average person, just like be more used to not having an excessive number of things.
I think they call them maybe not time, but a capsule closet or something, where you just kind of buy a few pieces of clothing, but they go with everything that you own, so you can make a bunch of different outfits out of it.
Yeah.
How long is this?
70 minutes.
Okay. We can be done.
Gun control.
Well, as much as I'm pro-abortion, Jason is pro-guns. I'm also not anti-guns.
I think we're equally pro-abortion.
I don't know, you started to say some sketchy shit in the middle of it.
Not really. I was just saying that it's the same, goes back to honoring life. Like,
Okay.
you shouldn't recklessly take a life. You should be thoughtful. Or remorseful, at least. Unless it's really, you are just catching it, like, within the first few weeks, where it is just, like, cells. And not,
Yes,
that's the
I know.
difference, right, between early stage and late stage controversial opinions about abortion. Mm-hmm. So...
Guns, I don't think you should have AK-47s, probably not, but I understand some of you want to try to overthrow the government if needed. Which I will always think is a little bit funny, but like, go off.
So, what do you mean by AK-47? What is it about
I
an AK?
literally don't know.
Okay.
I just know that's still one that everyone's mad about. Like,
No, they're mad about AR-15s. AK-47s are like a...
really? I thought the AK-47 is one I hear about.
That's like the most popular gun, like probably, or automatic gun in the world.
So,
but-
yeah, it's the automatic thing, right? You can just like go out and go pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, automatic guns are
And
already
that's
illegal.
obviously not great for mass shooting.
Yeah, automatic guns have been illegal for like a long fucking time.
So they are illegal. So the people that had them, it's illegal. I thought they were illegal to have.
Nope, that's the biggest controversy, is that people think like assault rifles are fully automatic weapons, and
I don't know
only
what
people in the
means.
military have automatic weapons, like who are in the war zone.
Anyway, have your gun. Don't be crazy about it. Okay? Listen, if you're crazy, don't have a gun. I do think there should be like the mental health check and like the background check and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but if those things cost money, then it suppresses.
Okay, have them not cost money.
Okay. Currently
Take
do
some
cost
out
money.
of the war.
Currently, they're like creating additional barriers that makes it harder for everybody to access guns, and a lot of people support that because it
yeah,
makes
I'm
it
not
harder to
super
get guns.
mad about that.
But it actually suppresses like minority groups or
Okay.
people in poverty and things like that they're not able to like have the same freedoms. Do you think that teachers should have guns?
No, not really.
I think a teacher should be allowed to have a gun if they're trained with a gun, right? Just the same as a normal. They should just be like a normal person. Like they shouldn't be required or prohibited from having a gun. Or maybe to have it in a school or like some other public place that as a serving official of that place, then you should have like some additional training.
Sure. I don't think. I just picture like a teacher going like crazy and shooting all their students. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or the kids getting it, you know. It turns
Oh,
into
God.
that just being like, how accessible is it? Are they going to be able to get to it somehow? It's going to be unlocked. There's going to be whatever.
Yeah. It should probably be a secret.
A secret.
Like concealed, I mean.
Then it turns into, can the students bring guns to school? Like, I think there should be,
No,
Security.
if there's already a law, it's like
I think
under
there
18.
should be security guards with guns.
Security guards with guns. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense than teachers. But schools are a gun-free zone,
Yeah.
and I think that includes security.
Honestly.
So why was that ever a thing that was like, we have armed security in other places, but why don't we have armed security protecting the children?
Well, because it didn't have to be a thing till now. Well, I mean, it's been a thing
It's been
for
a thing
while.
for a long time.
But isn't that also like a big like American issue? Like it's not really a problem in other places, so I don't really know what other places are doing differently.
Other places don't have to do anything differently. America has more guns. It's part of our fundamental right. Other countries don't have that. That's why we have like the biggest military in the world. It's kind of fundamental to
See,
our.
so maybe we should just get rid of guns. Whichever
did you-
one is gonna have less killings, go ahead and go with that. I don't know.
Well, if you take away the guns from the people, then you'll have more killings from the government,
Yeah,
which is
I
what
know.
other countries suffer from, authoritarian and dictatorial governments.
But do you really think the people could overthrow the American military?
Obviously. I don't know why people don't think that's true. Like in all circumstances, numbers. I wouldn't say that numbers are a guarantee for success.
There's a lot of people that probably be on the military side, though. I don't know. There's a lot of patriotic people. That's dying out, though.
And I don't know.
Anyway,
I think like
I want to order food, and this is long.
police brutality.
Stop it.
Do you believe that your brother was brutalized by police? Do you think that was a justified killing? Unknown.
Well, apparently, from the way I remember it, I mean, I was not there, but the way I remember it happening, according to my sister, is not correct. Either way, no, I don't think he should have been killed. Both scenarios that I understand to be true are excessive.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you think that you have a stronger opinion about this than somebody else? Because you did have a family, you had a family member that was killed by police, so I would expect that you would have a stronger opinion about it. But I don't really hear you having strong opinions about it.
Not on his exact scenario, because apparently I don't really understand it.
Yeah, it's hard if you
But-
don't really know the full circumstance. This is a distant brother. You weren't actually living with him.
I never lived with him. I met him like twice, maybe three.
Yeah, so more like a.
I mean, either way, yeah, it's considered police brutality for sure.
Were they charged with any kind of thing that you're aware of, or
It
was
went
it just
to court. No, it didn't go anywhere.
no?
They're free.
Yeah,
I mean, the big thing with that is race.
yeah.
A lot of times.
With police brutality, the big thing is race.
Right? Like.
Yeah, I
it's-
agree. I mean,
And,
we'd be stupid not to agree.
So, I mean, it could possibly considered race playing into it. I mean, he was white passing, in my opinion, but he's
White
also
passing?
native.
Oh.
He's native.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that had anything to do with
No.
it, with his case.
Okay. But police brutality as it pertains to racism is a big issue.
I think it had, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
like, right? That's
Obvious.
Like the
I
whole-
mean, it's obvious to us, but people would disagree. So that's the thing about
I mean,
controversial
there's-
things is that it's like obvious to you.
I
but
mean, I think it
people
happens
disagree.
a lot more to minorities, but also that doesn't mean it doesn't happen to white people or whatever, too. Clearly, it happens to them, too. Does it happen to them because they're white? No. That's the difference, right?
right.
Like, was my brother doing some shady shit and they already, like, didn't like him? Yeah.
What'd you say? He did like a donut in the car or something, or spit off in the car?
Oh, God. See, this is the thing that I don't even know. I don't want to talk about because
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I was just curious. What do you think that for police brutality, like the main thing is like body cams and accountability, or is there something else like to that?
Yeah, and training, obviously, they don't even know what they're supposed to be doing a lot of the time, it seems. Like, they don't know the laws. They don't even, like, controversial opinion. Maybe the police need more support in doing their jobs correctly. Because they seem lost, like, right?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, there's some that are obviously power tripping, and then there are some that are just ignorant. And I don't know what percentage of police are either of those things, but because we only see the worst of the worst, you know, with the videos generally, is what I believe, is that you're more likely to see a video of a bad police encounter than obviously a video of a good police encounter. But
Okay, I do want to end this because it's very long. But
I never thought we'd see the day where you were trying to...
we're going to have
and
to edit this bitch. You are.
This could be like 2 episodes. Like, in general, this is just a conversation that we're having. It's just
I
a
know,
long
so we could
conversation.
turn the microphone off.
There's no reason to do that.
There is to me. You have to listen to it all.
Don't suppress the conversation that you've
I'm
been
not
so
suppressing
eager.
it. I'm asking to end the podcast.
This is good material. We
I
need...
saw a video of a cop that had arrested someone, but then that person they arrested was a DoorDasher, and they delivered the person's food for them. So it's like on the Ring camera, and he's like, I know I'm not the person you expected, but your Dasher got arrested. Here's your food.
That's kind of nuts. Why would they even do that? The police officer like had the guy in the back seat.
I mean,
like,
I don't.
in custody.
I don't think. No, I think they went on separate paths.
Oh.
But he went on a side quest and delivered these people's food. I believe another cop had the person arrested and was elsewhere. But this other cop decided to take the food and finish the order. Unless the video's fake, who knows?
All right, we're gonna pause this and we'll come back to it.
Everything's